This podcast is produced by the Centre for European Volunteering, CEV. It is part of a project funded under the Citizens' Equality, Rights and Values Fund of the European Union, called VERA, Volunteering, Equality, Rights, Action. You will be able to hear, and if you're watching online, see the faces and voices from 10 volunteers in Croatia. These images and recordings were gathered in a workshop in May 2023, co-organised with the Croatian Volunteer Development Centre. They are part of a unique European resource, sharing the stories of diverse volunteers, showcasing the connections between their motivation and impact with European values. Before listening to the volunteers sharing their stories, let's hear from CEV Vice President George Thomson, who as a volunteer himself facilitated the workshops.
Hello, I'm George Thomson. During the COVID pandemic, we all experienced the incredible power of human kindness and voluntary giving. To keep our spirits up during the crisis, we started in Scotland Radio V for volunteers. Radio V captured some amazing volunteer voices, and this inspired me to listen and look much more deeply to the people who are volunteers, to truly see and hear them and learn. At the same time, I was discovering about the ways in which mind and movement activities can bring presence and help us share our stories. My idea then was to embark on a creative project to invite individuals to share their story about who they are through their volunteering experience, to invite them to a workshop in presence and storytelling, to record their individual voice in a 2-minute recording, and for me to take their photographic portrait. The first photo portrait behind a veil and the other in front, inviting the viewer to really look carefully at the person and to listen deeply. So, Volunteer Faces and Voices was born. It's been the privilege and experience of a lifetime to meet these amazing people and the intimacy of their stories and portraits. I never interviewed and always just listened and discovered renewed faith in beautiful human beings. I hope you will equally enjoy seeing and hearing them.
Well, I would like to start by saying that we live in a very material world, and naturally money is very important. But what I like about volunteering and why I started doing it is, I knew that I would probably feel that way, but after I started, I sort of really, realized that it's true. It's an unbelievable feeling that you get by doing something for free without getting paid, to help someone and expect nothing in return. For me, that's great. I only do volunteering in culture because that's a really strong program we have in Rijeka, but I'm also looking forward in the next years to start volunteering in some other areas, for example, with, let's say, patients. I heard a very interesting story here today, and that also I expect would be even more rewarding than volunteering in culture. But just, and I would conclude with that, just that feeling, that you help someone or something completely for free.
So my name is DAVOR, and I started volunteering when I went to pension when I retired. I always wanted to do that even before, but when you are working, you are occupied with other things, so I had the time. And one of the greatest things that moved me, it was just the time after the earthquake here in Croatia, and the young guys from the office where I worked, next day packed and went in cars, took a lot of things that thought that they can help, and went to Petrinja. And I thought, Okay, young people are doing that. Why don't I do that? So I contact volunteering center here in Zagreb and find out that people are thinking the same frequency and the same thought as me, and started. I had a very good experience in Petrinja with local people that were hit with this catastrophe, that lost almost everything, and were grateful that we came from Zagreb to help them. So I always say volunteering is selfish experience, because it's always you get more than you give, and that leaves deep impressions on your life for the rest of your life. That's about it.
So I would say that there are two things that I really enjoy and feel when I volunteer. One of those things is I feel like every time I volunteer, I bring a part of the world with me, and I take a part of the world with me, because I bring my experiences, I bring my life, and I bring my past with me, and I gain new experiences, and I take them with me as I'm moving on with life. And I can be quite harsh on myself sometimes, and something that I'm more and more realizing as I'm volunteering more and more is that sometimes what I can offer, who I am and what I am, can be enough to help others. So I can have an impact, and I don't have to be so harsh on myself, because many times it's already enough. And so I think volunteering can be really good experience for people who are critical of themselves, because they can see that the world is more than what we have in our heads. It's a good way to see the world, actually.
Okay, so since high school, I've always wanted to volunteer, but because I'm from a small town, it was very difficult for me to find where to go. So when I finished college, I decided it was time to volunteer, because I still had the need of volunteering. And when I started, I was afraid I wouldn't be good enough for it, but it wasn't the case, because I met a lot of people. I made a lot of connections with people that I would never had the opportunity to, like people from all ages and different nationalities. So I think that through volunteering, I learn a little bit more about myself, and I had the opportunity to learn from other people, um, learn that life can be very difficult, and that I shouldn't be worried sometimes about specific things that for me can look very hard, but knowing that there are other people that are having harder times, it shouldn't be such a big deal, and I shouldn't stress as much. So I think that volunteering has been a really great experience for me, and I hope I can keep volunteering and meeting a lot of new people and helping as much as I can and improving. I don't know. It's That's the point. I think it's good to help, but also to improve as a person. So I think this is my view about volunteering.
At first, I had this fuzzy idea of wanting to do something good for someone other than myself. And I was thinking about possible options, and I remembered that as a child, I used to read to my granddad when he was starting to go blind. And I felt that that was a really profound experience for me, and I wanted to do it again and to help someone else. So now I have this group of amazing ladies in a nursing home, and every Thursday we have these meetings, and I read different texts that we choose together, and there are many moments that are absolutely beautiful. But today, two of these moments, actually, one person and one moment crystallized. And one of these ladies is Mrs. Stosia, that is her name. She's like this pillar of our group because she's always there. She remembers everything. She has these great suggestions about the text that we could read. And once when I was talking to her about my hometown, about my childhood experiences, whatever, she said that her brother used to work in a school in my hometown. And I asked, what is the name? And she said, and I was shocked because that was my favorite history teacher. So that was one of the moments when I thought, well, there's some magic here. There's something really special about it. And one of the moments that I really enjoyed, it was nothing special. It was just an ordinary Thursday, and I was coming to this glass hall to see my ladies and to read to them. And I could hear them chuckle and chat and laugh. They were anticipating something good, just like me, enjoying it just as much, I hope, as I enjoy it. So yeah, if it was only for that one moment, it would be worth it. All of these 6 years, yeah, that I have been reading to them.
My name is KRISTINA, and I started volunteering in college, not because I wanted, but because I have to. But at the beginning, I didn't think about competences I will get and what I wanted to. I volunteer because I want to have practice with children, because I study preschool education, and I volunteer in organization with kids without adequate parental care. And volunteering, I didn't think about that what I will get, but it's at the end I got more than I think because this experience with children, it's something amazing. I got very emotional with them, and they really liked me, and it's wonderful that now I'm rich, and I didn't get paid for this, and I'm very happy for this because of this, and I will volunteer in future.
Okay, if I have to think about one word that describes volunteering the most for me, I would say care. But not only care like helping other people, but care as I care about the things that are going on in the world. I care about the little things in our community. I care about other people, animals. I care about nature, so it would be care. I think it's a little bit like feeling like being at home. If you are at home, you would of course change the things in your room. You would fix the walls if they are broken. You would like put some beautiful pictures on the walls and stuff like that. If we all feel like we are at home in our communities and in this world, I think we would all care about it. Of course, we cannot fix all the problems in the world, but imagine if everybody cares only about one little thing in their community, about one person or one group of people. I think it would be a really nice world.
Hello. Through volunteering, first thing, it wasn't to help people. That's true. Like, I wasn't thinking in that way. I was thinking more in way, I'm going to find myself. And I think if you don't find yourself, you can't help other people, maybe. You need to help yourself first to know how to help other people in a better way. For me, some people have other experiences. My first time volunteering was actually my life way. I found my way of life because I met an important person. Hello to Dubravka. And today I actually work in Center of Autism. I work with children who has autism, and I really enjoy that. And I think that's my my life. How to say that? Volunteering actually moved me to the place and puts me to the place where I actually wanted to be. And I think I knew that when I first went volunteering. Also, today I would like to do more volunteering in other I don't know the word, other areas because I think you can really make others people lives more beautiful.
So I feel like a lot of the times we focus on our problems and our worries and everything, and we often forget that maybe a good way to solve all those things is to focus on other people and give them something. And I know it might sound selfish because it's like we're doing something good, so we're expecting to get something in return. But for me personally, when I go volunteering, I completely forget about what's good, what's bad, how do I look, how does this feel. I just feel the moment and I focus on what's right in front of me. And I enjoy the people I work with, I volunteer with, and I learn so much from them, and they fill me so much, and I can't imagine my life as it was before. I don't know how I filled my time. It's so rewarding, but it's also like, it's not like you're giving something to them, it's more like they're giving something to you. You learn so much about people, and you just learn to understand from where different people come from and like what circumstances in life they're dealing with, and you just become so much more understanding and compassionate. And I feel like if all people volunteered, the world will be, of course, a better place. That's logical, but I also think that we really do need to focus more on other people than ourselves in order to feel better and to make the world a better place and more compassionate. And I feel like a lot of the things would be better if we just did that and focused on other people, learned about them, and made them feel good.
I don't know how to start, but I love the person that I am when I'm volunteering. I was a shy kid, and through volunteering I started to open up to people, I wasn't afraid of anything, and I met so many amazing people, and I just grew as a person through every experience. So I usually volunteer on some events like festivals and stuff like that, and I really enjoy it because I get to experience project management, and I meet a lot of people that are interested in a lot of different things and learn about their interests and their lives. But I also look forward to the person that I will become when I volunteer in some other stuff that I'm interested in. I have a lot of interests, so I like to explore everything that I can, and I just love that feeling when you get when you help build something that it's bigger than you, bigger than one person. It's like a community. And what else? I'm excited to see what kind of person I will become after the volunteering I want to do. So, yeah.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Don't miss the chance to listen to more than 100 additional stories from other European countries about the importance and impact of volunteering. To know more about our activities and projects, please check our website www.cev.be and follow us on social media. REACT: Rights, Equality and Active Citizens Together.